Earlier this week, I showed you my favorite coverage adjustment in the red zone against trips tight end style sets, showing you guys how to pick off the double in sail corner route that a lot of players like to spam. But the other red zone offense that so many people struggle to defend is the gun bunch with the wheels and the whip routes. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys my favorite defense that I set up against the gun bunch down inside the 10. And honestly, this wins me a ton of games. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Zan from Madden YouTube channel. And as I talked about in the intro, I'm going to show you guys how to shut down the bunch red zone meta. One thing tends to unite all bunch players, and that is when they get down in the red zone, they have to go 5 out. Otherwise, you're looking at some sort of high ball in the back of the end zone or a crossing route that goes to the back pylon. Most players want to spam double wheels or that whip route that a lot of players struggle to guard. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to shut this down out of my favorite defense, which is the 2-4-5 normal. Just want to say thank you so much for helping me reach 12,000 subscribers here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. It is the spring of 2022 and we're still pushing upwards with the channel. Things are really growing, not only here on the YouTube channel, but also on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Zan Madden, where I also stream Monday through Friday in the afternoons. And obviously on the Gridiron Game Plans website and in our Discord, where there's a ton of awesome community conversation. If you guys could do me a quick favor, make sure you guys, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button as we push for 13,000 subscribers, and we'll see you guys here on the other side of this. So for this to work, you're going to want to run a 2-4-5 defense. This is the 2-4-5 normal, not the meta 2-4-5 odd. Keep that in mind. And the reason that I like this is that this is a defense that's going to allow you to have your nickel corner in position to pick off some of those whip routes that a lot of players like to throw, the tight end wheels that a lot of players like to throw. It allows your user to be in a spot where you can manually guard the running back, whether that's a wheel route or an in route, and you can blitz getting free pressure with the quarterback, making them have to make these split-second decisions very, very quickly. So let's show you guys how to do this. To make this work, I think that it's best that you have at least one acrobat on your defense. I'm actually not a big acrobat player. I mostly run knockouts in my defense, but I do keep one acrobat that I run in the nickel corner position. So I'm gonna use Jalen Ramsey, who has that here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna call the cover 2. So you're going to want to run this defense on auto flip. You could do this with the main settings in your options menu, or you could do it on the fly by hitting the right stick at the play call menu to bring up your coach adjustments. Make sure that this is on, as it's gonna align the nickel corner over the bunch side. We're gonna choose the play Tampa 2, and we're gonna start off here with dig return and that pesky whip route that so many players like to throw. Now, the reason that I like to keep my acrobat in the slot is that what we're going to do is we're going to pinch our defense. To do this, you're going to hit right bumper and then down on the left stick. That's going to basically play a press alignment and pinch your defensive tackles. From there, we're going to bring these linebackers down. Now, we'll get to what we're going to do with those linebackers here in a moment. But what we're going to talk about is the role of the shaded down vert hook. And we have talked about this before here on the channel. Shaded down vert hooks against the bunch do a really, really good job of playing these whip routes, especially if they have acrobat. And then they also do a really good job of picking the tight end wheel routes that so many players like to spam. And with this play, dig return, what you're basically going to look for is this acrobat to be in such a good spot. And truthfully, we didn't even get an opportunity to throw the ball right there, so I'm going to kind of spy the rush off just a little bit. With a lot of these approaches, I do actually like to rush my ends, so I don't heat contain in this spot unless they have a escape artist. But for the purpose of this and keeping the pass rush off, I'm going to go ahead and do that here. But with this particular concept, again, you're looking for this whip route to basically be picked by the acrobat or diving swatted by the acrobat. You're giving the illusion that this is something that is actually open. But as you can see right here with Jalen Ramsey, with this particular ability, he's going to look like he's playing the flat, and there's going to be this little whip route that is going to be open here right as it starts to pivot back to the outside. Now, also keep in the back of your mind that the user is not here prevalent on this play. I'm going to kind of make it look like it's there. What I would do with my user is I would basically take him and I would guard up until the point where he pivots to the outside. And once this starts to happen, they start to throw away from my user. This is where the acrobat comes back in and gets those diving swats and honestly game-changing interceptions on this animation typically with this particular play. So I will rely on the shaded down vert hook to kind of bait that throw, just knowing that it's going to come back and pick that off pretty routinely. Now, this same vert hook does a really, really good job against the tight end wheel that is found in the play mesh spot. So you guys are very, very aware of this route combo down in the red zone. Once again, with our defense, we're going to pinch it. We're going to stack our linebackers. We'll get to the pressure here in a minute. shade our coverage down. And with the tight end wheel, it's going to look the exact same. You're going to have that vertical hook that's going to be able to get some. And when they snap the ball, it's going to look the exact same. You're going to see that the vertical hook is going to be in this window. And if you try to throw that animation, that low ball, tight end rolling catch, you're going to get an acrobat on this very, very routinely for an interception. So again, you see that shaded down vert hook does a wonderful job at stopping two of the primary reads to the bunch side down in the red zone. Again, you see right here that the shaded down vert hook stays on the inner half of the tight end, keeps good leverage. And when they go to get that rolling low ball animation, you can get a leaping, diving acrobat animation for an interception and a touchback. Sometimes if they are able to get back up, they can run it back the other way. I can't tell you how many times I've had this happen. Now, what leaves you as a user for is to basically go, now, as it pertains to the user responsibility, with this particular defense, that leaves you on the running back. As you can see here, we basically just pinch. And with the running back route, we know that we take the wheel ourselves and that a wheel or a zig to the bunch side is going to be picked off, swatted. It's going to be a dangerous throw. So with mesh spot, as it pertains to the running back running this, we can kind of get out here and guard this, and then you're in a situation where hopefully your rush is getting home. Now, if your rush isn't getting home, say that they've got secure protectors or edge protectors on the outside and you're not getting to the quarterback, we actually can make this tip even better. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pinch my defense, I'm going to shade down, and I'm going to blitz the linebacker. Whichever linebacker you are not using is going to blitz. Now, with our deep zones, it's kind of up to you. My recommendation, to be honest, would be to kind of spy. I usually spy this guy because what that's going to do is it's going to kind of take away drags and anything shallow crossing coming from the bunch side if I have to bail out and guard the wheel. You could also cross man on right bumper. That's another option that you guys could do. But I will typically take this player and I will go and jump the first thing that moves to the outside, typically the running back wheel. So when it comes to something like this, we see, you know, a lot of these crossing routes to right bumper with the low ball to the tight end. We are actually going to bring really, really quick pressure off the edge to the point where they've got to make a quick decision and you're hoping for some sort of pick or bad choice. Again, the primary reads on most of these plays are the wheel routes, the zig routes. So if you jump the first thing that moves, a lot of times they're not going to have time before they realize that this isn't open and this isn't open to get to this guy in the middle. By the time they see that, you've got, you know, this spy that actually is pretty conveniently placed here in that throwing lane right as the guy is getting hit. So you've got an opportunity for a potential interception. Again, you can go ahead and cross man if you would like as well. Now, what's really cool about this is that, let's say that for some reason Tampa 2 just isn't your cup of tea down here, you can actually run this out of any defense. So if I wanted to, I could blitz out of pretty much any shell, shade down, you know, blitz one user or the other. You know, in this situation, you're definitely going to give up a wheel route, just so you guys know both wheels would be open, but you can actually mix up the coverage shell in a lot of cases and be able to. So let's say that the Tampa 2 is not really your cup of tea. You can still actually choose any play in the 2-4-5 and still blitz out of it. Now, again, a lot of defenses are still going to give up those wheel routes to the tight end and the running back, so it's still very, very important to focus on those. But if you don't want to run Tampa 2, or maybe you're in a league that makes you switch up your play calls, you can call whatever you want and still bring this same pressure look. You see right here, that's going to work pretty well for you. So I hope that you guys liked today's video on red zone defense against the bunch. This is simply what I do down inside the 10, 2-point conversions. This wins me ball games. This tip right here is probably won me 10 games in the last 2 weeks because so many players will give you points down in the red zone. They feel that it's very, very easy to convert a lot of these low ball wheels. And once you can take those away and get pressure on the quarterback, that's going to win you games very, very easily. So I hope you guys liked today's video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. We'll see you guys tomorrow with the next one. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and goodbye.